Hey, there he is. How you doing?
What's going on, bub? I'm good.
Hey,
How you doing?
man, I'm doing great. Um,
Good.
we're happy to talk to you today. Everything been going all right?
Yeah, yeah. I've had a little bit of downtime, so I'm down in Florida with the family.
Oh, good, good. What part of Florida?
Tampa.
Oh, right on. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, look
It's
at that.
it's crazy hot down. Like the humidity's insane right now. We can't really
No.
do too much outside, but I'm with family, so it's all good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of crazy when you go outside and then all of a sudden just like hits you like where you're like, what just happened?
Yeah, no, it's bad. It's bad down here. I mean, the summers are always kind of hectic down here, but it's really bad this year for some reason. But
Yeah.
it is
I'm
what it
in
is.
I'm in Texas and we're under a heat advisory, so it's not much better.
Yeah, no, I used to be in Houston a lot, and
Yeah, yeah.
it was like you could spit on the asphalt and watch it sizzle in front of you, man. Like for real.
Man, it's
It
rough.
like you look down the road and you see the waves and shit.
Yeah.
Like that's it gets bad down there.
Yeah, it's too much. I can't take it.
Yeah. We were in Arizona and New Mexico just recently on the tour,
Yeah.
and it was like 105, but it was a dry heat, so it was different. It wasn't as bad. It seems
Yeah.
like the humid shit is like it's the bad shit.
Hmm. Well, I'm hoping we get you back in Texas sometime soon, right?
Yeah, we're gonna be on the third leg in November.
Oh,
We're gonna
good.
be down in Texas. We got a couple dates down there, so I'm
Good.
excited for that.
Good. Love
But
it. I
yeah,
think he
I,
should
I what's that, Bo?
he should be joining here in just a second,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Cool. But yeah, man, yeah, Houston's fun, but man, that's another one that gets really swampy there too, right?
Yeah, it does. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, I loved Houston. I love Houston still, but um,
Hmm.
when I was back then, it was pretty wild.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool,
Yeah.
man. Are you you got a little bit of a break from the tour for now?
Yeah, I mean, I got shows and stuff. Like I'm going back to Ohio. On the 28th. We got the Summer
Yeah.
of Sins uh, festival
Yeah.
that we're doing the 29th and the 30th, and then I got booked for a couple solo shows in
Good.
Arizona and Oregon, Portland, and a few other spots. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's off compared to doing fucking three, four, five
Yeah.
shows a week type stuff.
Yeah,
So
totally. Man, I was reading your story. You got your bio. You got such a crazy story, man. I love it.
it's nuts, bro. Like against all odds, I'm here for real.
Yeah, yeah. I was reading about how just making the music in prison and had like this guard sneaking a mic in through the in a Chipotle box.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's legit, bro. I can't wait to make my documentary because
Yeah,
I got ex guards and inmates and everybody like, and I got guards that are still in there that said as long as I blur their face, they'll do it. But
yeah.
I want to tell the real story. You know what I mean? A lot of people pretend to have went through some things, and I'm not
Hmm.
saying everybody goes through their shit, but it's kind of crazy. It's really insane how I
Yeah,
went from what I went from to this. It's all God for real at the end of the day.
yeah, yeah. And I think a lot of kids probably need to hear that story too. If they're thinking, ah, it's the streets the only way, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. That was the misconception that we were deceived,
Hmm.
and I think it's systematically done that way. Um, Obviously, as we are all awakened to the realities of the world, but um, yeah, man, it's messed up. I thought I was doing I thought I was living in my purpose, and I couldn't
Yeah,
have been
yeah,
farther from the truth. But I mean, I guess it's all a part of what brought me to this, and maybe I'm the one voice that can really change some lives from where I'm at. So
yeah.
I don't cry over spilt milk ever.
Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, I mean, it's pretty impressive. I mean, you made the most of the time, right? You kind of probably got focused on it too, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, it really I don't know. It's always been my therapy, so it's like my coping mechanism and my saving grace at the same time.
Hmm.
It just made me better and better at what I do. I've like just continuously grown and learned as much as I could.
Yeah, that's cool. And then of course like this collaboration is super cool, and I know we'll talk about it here in a second, but like how did you guys meet?
Through Edward Crow, through my manager.
Hmm.
Um, I tagged him in a video that I posted called Diamond Ring. It had me in like singing in a jewelry store
Yeah.
about wearing all my jewelry, talking about how I might not be able to afford a diamond ring for my girl, which is, hilarious at the same time, but it worked. It got a lot of attention and it got his attention. And I tagged him in it and I didn't expect to hear back or anything, but within a few days, like literally like 4 days, I heard back from him.
Hmm.
And they had just got off a tour with Jelly Roll. They had like 3 days
Yeah.
for me to get down to Nashville and have a meeting with him, or I'd have to wait. And I just jumped in the car and me and my dude headed down there and had a meeting with him, with
Hmm.
Edward Crow, our manager. And by the end of the meeting, it was on a handshake, locked in, and
Yeah.
then the paperwork followed like the following week. So that opened the door for me to meet Wolf. Um, and I mean, it's really all Edward Crow's vision, that how everything has transpired, because he's really manipulated things and moved parts around to make it work. And
Hmm.
just knowing him growing up with Wolf and
Yeah.
being around Wolf for so long, knowing how he is, and he wanted me to have a relationship with him first without the music. So
Yeah.
we built an organic relationship just because we grew up in the same time period and we had so many similarities, and it worked out, man. It became, I mean, none of it was planned, none of
Yeah.
it. It all just happened the way it happened. It's
Hmm.
a blessing at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I love seeing both your names up there together, because yeah, I said someone you probably could have just made it just a Yellow Wolf thing and just had you know what I mean? Like, so that's super cool.
Very, very like that's what I say to all the time. And I say it to him all the time too. Like, man, who does that, bro? Who
Yeah.
opens up their fan base, even to their artists? There's so many people that sign artists under them, and then they just grind them their own way. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
send them on their way to do their own thing. They put a team around them and have them do it. But he's literally like just put me up under his wing and been like,
Hmm.
this is my dog. You guys need to hear this, and just gave his fan base to me. And you never hear that, man.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Well, and he's got the best fans too. So to get the intro to them is super, super cool, right? Shows have
Yeah,
so much fun, right?
yeah, bro, it's been insane. Like they
Yeah.
truly since the first, I was kind of nervous. My first show was in Reno, in 2024 with Wolf, and I was kind of nervous. Like I don't get stage fright. I don't get nervous. I don't get nervous before I go on stage. But that one had me like really questioning how they're gonna accept me,
Yeah.
because my music is so different from what he's doing. Like country, it's, what I mean,
Mhm.
it's urban country. It's a new lane.
Yeah.
And it is just like, but from the beginning, like they just accepted me and like with open arms and showed me dumb love, and it's been nonstop ever since. So
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Yeah, and it's a good timing on all this too. You got a couple of people coming right before, and then so it just leaves it right open for everyone to discover you, you know?
It's crazy how the timing has worked out. Like
Mhm.
literally, I used to rap and I used to sing
Yeah.
my hooks, and I didn't start. I lost my best friend to a fentanyl overdose, and
Yeah.
my son was about to be born. My son's about to be 7, and
Wow.
so that's when I like started my transition to urban country. I had no idea it was gonna become so country, but
Mhm.
that's what my roots are. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, growing up with my mom and
Yeah.
stuff, that's where my true roots are. And where we're from in Ohio, like we hated to admit that we were country. It was like we
Yep.
were always trying to prove that we were street.
Mhm.
And the reality is you can't go nowhere in Ohio without farmland, cow
Yeah.
shit, horse, you know what I mean? Like it's just we're country, bro, and urban country, but street country. It's not like
Yeah.
just we're not hick back hills country. There's a
Yeah.
difference. But I mean, southern, more south you go, there is though. Like, you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
Like if you get
true.
southern Ohio on the border of Kentucky and shit, then you're gonna come into the hills and stuff. And that's where my dad's side of the family is actually from down there.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah, so Blackfort and Portsmouth and Jackson and all that, Ohio. So it's literally right on the border.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. People always say all the time, "Oh, well, you're from Texas. You're from the South." I'm like, it doesn't feel like the South if you go in some other spots. This is
yeah, no, but it's the same type of that's
yeah,
urban country to me.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Texas is urban country too, because there's you guys got Dallas, Fort Worth, San
Oh yeah,
Antonio, Houston. You know what I mean? You guys you got real cities, and
yeah.
but
Absolutely.
it's cattle and
Yeah,
real cowboys too. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I love Texas for real.
No, it's so good, so good. Minus the heat. Besides that, everything's great.
Yeah,
Got
right.
a heat advisor, and I'm wearing a jacket over here, so there's something wrong with that.
What part of Texas are you in?
In Dallas.
Oh, you're in Dallas? Okay.
Yeah.
I've
Mhm.
never been to Dallas, bro.
Oh, really?
I've been down to Brownsville, McAllen,
Yeah.
all them. I've been to Houston, uh uh all I've been all through there, but I have never been to Dallas. I've had some homies from Dallas and stuff.
Yeah.
I always wanted to go there.
Yeah. So
I
you
remember
just,
the TV show when I was a kid. Me and my
yeah,
mom
yeah.
used to watch that shit, JR and shit.
That's right. That's my guy. I actually traveled with Larry Hagman, who played JR, for a few years before he passed, and he was the best.
Wow.
Yeah,
He's a
it
he's a
was so
legend.
funny because I was like, so much younger than him, but like he was like, I don't want to hang out with the old people. They're all old and boring. So he always had like younger people and be like, where are we gonna go? And just was so cool and so
Man.
active and just the craziest stories you can imagine, like just Hollywood stories.
Yeah, he's a true legend, like a big
Oh
dog legend.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we couldn't
Wow.
go anywhere without people being like, from all over the world, just going crazy, like JR.
Yeah.
So
And you got
he's
to think in that time period, like people were limited on what they
hmm
could watch. It's not like you had all these options like we do on the internet. It
Yeah.
was like that was one of the biggest
Yeah.
television shows in the world.
Yeah. There's only one of a couple of things that you could watch. And now
Yeah.
we get too many choices. If I, it's hard, right? It's like how, especially if you're putting out an album now, like how do you, how do you stand out? Like, it's tough. Yeah, man, the album's super strong. It's cool. I was like, this is good stuff, and it starts out with Helping Hand and, just like, was that one of the first ones you guys did?
No, it was actually
Oh,
one of the last ones.
oh, okay.
The one of the first ones was Big Trucks and then
Yeah.
Honey Hole. That was
Okay.
like a first set because what had happened was Wolf didn't know I made music for the first like month and a half. We just became friends. Like
Yeah.
and then when he like I was in Florida, I had just left Nashville for like 2 days, and then I got a phone call from Zilla. He's like, and that's Edward Crowe. We call him Zilla, and he was like, well, he knows you make music now, and
Yeah.
he loves it. He's in the studio. He said, how soon can you get down here? So he had a
Mhm.
vision for me to fit in to country or
Yeah.
to the country world where the kids still go to the hip hop world to get music. So he was like, if you could fit in this pocket right here, you'll fill a void. And
Hmm.
he really didn't know like how deep I go. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
just knew on surface level I was, went to prison. I was
Yeah.
respected in the streets. I have a certain type of look and sound. And he was like, you could be respected this way, and you could, and that's where Big Trucks, he had like 11 songs originally
Mm.
for me, and only two of them made the album because then um we started doing like Yay Yay Yay. Well, Yay 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 ended up was just me and him at first, and then we
Hmm.
wanted to add Struggle. But all those other records like Giddy Up and those came, those were pretty much the first ones. Uh, but I Swear came later, which is
Good. Yeah.
a monster to me. And we put everything very strategically together. Like some stuff made it not very, it wasn't very much that didn't make it because we were just executing. We didn't go into the plan of like we're gonna make songs about this or that. We didn't. We just tried to stay away from like doing too many songs about anything like love too much, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like we'll keep it diverse enough for to touch on as many subjects as we could, and
Hmm.
it just became what it became.
Yeah, it's amazing. So you got to hang out with the Jelly Roll guys, the whole
I
band. That was,
yeah, but I haven't like that was in the beginning. Like
oh
the
yeah.
show in Lexington is, and I was still getting to meet no Wolf. Then Wolf didn't even know I made music yet. That was in
Yeah.
Lexington
Oh
that
yeah.
I was backstage with them, and I met Jelly briefly. It was very
Yeah.
brief. Since then he knows who I am, and
Yeah.
obviously I know who he is, but. We haven't. He's been touring so much, and like every
Yeah.
time that Wolf was in the studio with him, I would leave like the day before and then Jelly
Yeah.
fly in, and they only have like a day's notice. Like
Oh yeah.
he's like, I'm in town, let's work or whatever. And so I haven't got to kick it with him yet. Me and Struggle have become very close.
Good.
Um,
Good. Yeah.
and the rest, everybody else, like the rest, me and Doobie got records. I don't know if you know who Doobie is, but
Mhm.
Doobie's one of the homies. Highlight those
Yeah.
guys. Highlight's actually Jelly's DJ, and
Yeah.
he tours with Jelly and stuff. But that's who has the show in Ohio on the
Oh,
28th
good.
that we're
You
going
know,
to.
uh, you know Casey and Matt that play for Jelly, guitar player and keyboard player. Those guys are,
I know who they are, but I'm not friends. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
You're
all
gonna
the
love
guys are cool as shit,
it.
but
Amazing. Yeah.
yeah,
It's so cool.
I'm looking forward to a record with Jelly here soon, like for real
Yeah.
soon. I have one in mind that I just did that I think is Jim Johnson produced it,
Yeah.
and I think it's pretty it would fit perfectly. So we'll
Oh,
see how that plays out. But I know it's coming eventually, sooner than later.
yeah. That's cool. So when did you first start getting into music, or when did you realize that you had that gift?
Man, since I was a kid, I've been singing with my
Yeah.
mom. My mom used to sing folk music and play guitar. And, I always love singing and writing poetry and stuff like that. Like I didn't become like a street kid until I was about 10 and 11. You know what I mean? But I uh, I just grew up with my mom and my sister, and my mom
Mhm.
used to play guitar, and she's Joe's Witness, and used to have get-togethers and stuff, and we'd sing at that. And then even at school, like I've never lived anywhere more than 2 years, so I like we moved a lot as a kid. And I was always the new kid in school, but like music was one of those things that like when we'd have a choir concert, I always remember like them having a part where me and my mom would go on stage and sing. Like it was always a thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that even came about. I think she would always talk to the choir teachers or somebody. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's so cool. And hey, look at you now.
Yeah. No, it's all a part of the story, man. It's crazy how it turns out.
Yeah, that documentary is going to be really good. I know
Yeah,
it.
it's gonna be insane, man. People have no idea, but they're probably gonna think some of it's fake because it's so insane the way
I
it
know it's
turned
like
out.
you can't even make this stuff up. It almost had to happen for, you know.
Yeah, I gotta have proof of it. I do have proof of everything. I got I got incident reports and stuff from where I got in trouble when they came in and found like equipment and stuff like flash drives, and they
Oh
got a
no.
call. They got a call from the chief of police where I'm from in
Mhm.
Toledo, and he got complaints that I was releasing music from in prison and releasing it on iTunes. And the person that I was releasing music with is the he had a violent crime, so it was like
Mhm.
the victim's family, which he didn't kill nobody or anything. Like
Yeah,
it was a messy situation with his,
yeah,
but mine was drug trafficking, so it was like I wasn't
yeah,
I wasn't selling fentanyl or nothing like that, so it
yeah.
wasn't like I didn't have victims. So, but yeah, it's crazy how it turned out. It's gonna
Hmm.
be pretty wild
Yeah,
when we get
that's
it
a good
down.
story. Well, we are so excited to talk to you about this album. It is so good, and you got to be so proud of it coming out right now, both of you, because this is something a collaboration we didn't expect, but one we're so happy that we got.
Oh man, thanks, man. That's a great compliment. Yeah, I mean, we just dove in and let it flow. Really, it was Jay Michael's got a whole new take on country and what that looks like from his perspective, which is really rare,
Yeah.
right now, especially. So for that, I'm really proud of it. I'm happy that we're blurring the lines, so to speak, with this project, and just keeping Nashville on their toes, man. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. There's so much good new stuff coming out of that, good collaborations. But what was the song that you guys first did together that made you think, "Ah, yeah, we're doing this. This is great."
Um, for me, it was Amnesia
Mm,
because we had a good collection of records, but there was nothing quite yet that I felt like shed light on us both
mhm.
loudly. It was either like mostly his or mostly mine, or that. I mean, it was a shared space, but it wasn't as. It was like a good. It's like we collabed on a painting that really turned out really, really good. You know what I mean? Like it's like it speaks highly to both of us as artists. And so when I locked in on Amnesia, I knew that we were done. We were done. We had already had like a bunch of records in the bag, but Amnesia was like the lid, so to speak, on the bottle.
Yeah, same thing for you, J. Michael.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Amnesia when he sent Amnesia back to me, because we did a lot of most of the records we did together in the studio, and
Hmm.
then at the end we had like two left that we were like, I had to go back home to Ohio, and we were like, we'll remotely do this, we'll figure it out, and so he sent me back, and like I sent him that when me and Tasty had put it together, and what we originally put together doesn't sound almost anything like what he turned it into. It was like
Yeah.
it turned into something so dope, and I told him as soon as I got it back, I immediately hit him like, bro, we got one, like this is one, and he just like smiled about it and was like, because he told me he had a surprise for me, and that was it. And it was like when he did, I knew it. When I heard it, I was like, man, this could be big.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
I
love.
treated it like it is unrecognizable for sure, like from its original uh state because of like I almost treated it like an old MPC 2000. I just like chopped it down like Jay Dilla would have chopped
Mhm.
it down, or like like the and people wouldn't know that those were my inspirations, to flip it the way I did. But when I heard his vocal, I heard a whole different song and a whole different concept. But it worked perfectly. No one would ever know that, but that's the truth about the record. And sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you'll start working on something and you don't know what it could be until you start to tweak it and change it and move shit around, and it's like having a real messy room, you know what I mean? And you just get in there and put shit where it's supposed to be, and then boom, it looks right. So it's like that's how that record was to me. I knew it had a lot of potential, but when I figured it out, I knew that I had like cracked the code on it for sure. For he and I both, like I said, I just think it's a great showcase of his vocals and his style, and it puts me back in this rap space that I haven't been in a while, which I really enjoyed that part of it. And so yeah, it's a banger for sure.
Yeah. Well, and what's cool though is that you know, both of you have so much life to draw from for inspiration of the songs. But Wolf, when you start hearing about J. Michael's life story, that's a crazy there's some crazy stuff in there, right? It's gonna make a great movie.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, you know, it's hard for me to get invested into an artist without that piece, you know, honestly, because I am one of those artists. So, you know, I just, it's like moths to a flame you know, when it comes to attracting artists like that, because typically if you're an artist and you followed what I've done and listened and paid attention, then, you know, the chances of us getting along and meshing and doing work together without a story is slim, you know. So I just I love a great story, and I love a great grind, and I you know, like I think I think it was L.A. Reid that told me the reason why I had I had a grip on my artistry,
Hmm.
and that the reason why I was so good at doing Yelawolf is because I was broken, and Jay's been broken, you know, and I'm not too sure there's an artist in my eyes even worth following or mentioned that hasn't been broken in some kind of way, you know. And then you'll see these younger artists that get in the game way too early and they get broken halfway through their career,
Hmm.
and they some of them come out on the brighter side of that and some not so much. But we were broke we were broken before we ever picked up a microphone.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you know what both of you are doing is really inspirational to people, and you know you see a lot of artists coming up behind you that want to do what you do, and so much harder than people can imagine. So what kind of advice would both of you give to somebody that wants to, you know, tell their story through music in a great way like you do?
um
For my oh, go
Go
ahead.
ahead, go
My,
ahead,
my
Jay. No, go
No,
ahead
I
though.
was gonna say for myself, man, it's just about being relentless with
Yeah.
um with grinding and knowing. I mean, you know it in your heart. I might not have known exactly where I would end up. You know what I mean? There's no way I could possibly know that, but I knew what I was meant for. I knew what I felt my whole entire life, and what drove me is this insatiable hunger to be heard, to be able to
Mhm.
share my story and to be able to be heard. And um I had a I had a short stint right after I got out of prison to where I had to have a job, and I fortunately lucked up on this job at the radio station on Hot 973 in Toledo, Ohio. And the program director told me that success only happens when preparation and opportunity meet. You can have preparation and never get the opportunity, and you can have the opportunity and not be prepared. But when both of them meet, you have success. So it was like me continuously like staying prepared, and then Edward Crow and Yellow Wolf giving me the opportunity. Um, because without that opportunity, I'd just be another guy that was great at music who could have been. Because I don't believe anybody would have gave me the opportunity that Yellow Wolf has given me. And that's why I go so hard for him and for, everybody that's involved with this, because I understand how rare it is for somebody like me to get the opportunity to do what I'm doing. And and that's what I just, my advice is to never give up. When you know your purpose, don't let nobody stop you, don't let nothing stop you. Just keep moving towards it, and when you find that opportunity, then your success will come.
Yeah, I would say that was really well said, and I think that to add on to that is, you know, you have to immerse yourself into this jungle of music and industry and the streets and the shows, and really, really put yourself to the test. Because I think what most people are what keeps people from success is they can't bounce back from the failures, because there's failures all the way up and there's losses all the way up. And those losses and failures, they don't stop, they just get less frequent, and the way you manage them become different. But like, if you're not if you're not willing to give your life up to do this, I would say that it's not for you. And I mean that quite literally. You know what I mean? Like, there is no plan B when you want to do this. That's first. You got to be willing to quit your job, leave your family, you know, and give yourself to people completely, and that's why they say loosely sell your soul, because that's literally what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, you're selling your soul to people. You're giving yourself up to, the world, because to criticize you, to love you, to hate you, to to follow you as a leader, and it's a great responsibility if in fact that's what you set yourself up to be, which is what I did. And some artists are very casual, and these days, unfortunately, it takes a lot less work to be heard. It's like a click of a button and the whole world has access to your music. Where, when I was coming up on the streets, I was slinging CDs out of the trunk of my car in the hood, you know, to get heard locally, and moving around Alabama and then Atlanta and then throughout Tennessee, and then finally moving up, going to New York and LA and Texas, and moving. And, that's my story. It's changing drastically for artists now. And, things can just out of nowhere explode because of the power of social media. So, you know, artists now need to be clever and cautious about blowing up too quickly, because the accessibility is just insane. And a kid could be in his bedroom with zero experience on stage, zero experience to tour, zero experience how to react and to interact with fans, or building an honest fan base, because they've got a TikTok hit or some shit, and they get out there and find out it's real cold. It's cold out there. You got a billion spins, and you can't sell 100 tickets at a venue. You know.
Yeah, true. Well said,
Yeah.
man. Uh, my co-host is Drew Pearson, one of our great Dallas Cowboys, caught the Hail Mary, went in the Hall of Fame. And so
Oh, yeah.
he said, I got to ask you guys your Hail Mary moment, the moment in your life or career you just had to go for it and it worked out for you. Sounds like you both had a couple, probably.
Shit, dog. I mean, I throw a Hail Mary nearly daily. I there's
Mm.
not I there's not a day that I don't take major chances. And that, but like, if you catch 1 out of 10, you're killing it. But you gotta fucking send it every day. I don't wake up with nothing to do. You know what I mean? Like, I've crowded myself with um, you know, Slim American as a clothing and an apparel brand, and as a production company with we've got a movie in the bag already that'll come out called Mud Mouth, for signing and helping to produce and guide artists up. Um, I've got the whiskey company Creekwater, and so a lot of ambitious dreams that I cannot not take risk. The risk is the reward, you know. And without, you know, you can't, you got to jump to fly.
Mhm. Yeah, well said. J. Mike, I know
Yeah.
you got to get a course.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, like he said, bro, it's constant Hail Marys.
Mhm.
Because it doesn't, not one thing will just lead you to the greatest,
Exactly.
to the pinnacle of success. It takes many, many, many
Yeah.
different things that have to align.
And you
Um,
can't get caught up in
and
the moments either.
Yeah.
You can't let a
at
moment
all.
fucking absorb you. Like, oh, I just got a Grammy. Okay, next, you
Mhm.
know, whatever it is, you know,
Yeah.
you have to be like a monster. I mean, I'm built
Yeah.
that way, man. you know, I have killer instincts, man, and J. Michael does as well. I mean, I can say
Yeah.
without him like he doesn't even have to say like I know we're speaking the same language right now. I know I'm
Mhm.
saying the words, but this
Yeah.
is the point has been made. You know, we can,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
we can sit here all day and talk about this shit.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, part of that is
Yeah.
that success mindset
Even
that both of you have, like regardless of, what anything that's gotten in your way. And so we talk about that on the show too. Is there something that each of you tell yourself that kind of keeps you on that right path always?
I
Um,
always, oh, go ahead.
no, Jay, I was waiting for you.
Yeah, I always uh I don't I've always been this way, man. When adversity comes, man, I don't look at the negative part of the adversity. I look at what I can put from it. I look how I'm gonna pivot, how I'm going to overcome. And that's what continuously puts me in the right positions. Like it's not I don't have time to focus on anything negative at all. I just focus like what's my next move, and then that's all I know. And that's why I feel like I'm grinding. Like just to go back to what he said, man, you don't have time to celebrate. Like I got an album with Yelawolf, which is the craziest. Like a year ago or 2 years ago, that would be the pinnacle of success for me. And I don't even have time to really enjoy the fact that I have that. I'm just so focused on like everything that comes with, because he told me immediately, like, Jay, just make sure your chamber is full and you are ready to ride this wave, because I'm going to make the wave for you and you just got to ride it. And so it's like so many things, like you don't even have time to celebrate anything for real. I appreciate it and I love it and I cherish it. And every day when I wake up in the morning, I thank God that, I'm in the position that I'm in, but in no way, shape, or form can I ever get comfortable. It's like a continuous, insatiable hunger that you have to keep feeding, keep moving towards. And that's what keeps me, as hard as I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like, you know, I set goals so tremendous that, you know, if I'm, if I'm aiming for Mars and land on the moon, I'm still successful. You know, I put it that far away. You know, I put my goals so far away that they seem unobtainable. So if I make it even halfway there, I'm still in first place. So it's like,
Yeah.
like that's why like I'm not afraid to set, you know, goals that, a billionaire would set. And I put my eyes on things that symbolize my hard work,
Mhm.
and it's it's not so much being materialistic as it is a personal trophy to what you've put into what you're trying to achieve. Like, and everyone's trophies are different. Some people's trophies are horses. Some people's trophies are rings and diamonds, and some people's trophies are houses. You know, one of my personal treasured trophies is cars. I like cars. So I
Yeah.
set myself a goal to find those cars and to get them exactly how I see them in my mind, and I give myself years to put that together. And actually, just last night, I got delivered to me a Rolls Royce Cullinan,
Oh,
and
man.
it was one that I designed,
Mm.
from top to bottom. And it took years to get to that point, but it, and you know what? As soon as I got in the car last night, I drove it straight to the studio. I was in it for maybe 10 minutes, and I was in the studio for another 7 hours working on a song.
Mhm, yeah,
And
that sounds right.
it was like, and I realized, damn, I'm already complacent with this car, I'm already like, okay, that we did that, you know, let's keep it moving. Let's
Yeah,
keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. What else can we conjure up here? Like, it's just passive things. It's all, castles made of sand at the end of the day. But, while we're here, set yourself up to achieve major goals and see how far you can take it.
yeah, beautiful stuff. So you guys are doing the tour right now, and I gotta what's the best song you're playing live right now? Because that may be different from your favorite studio track.
That's a good question, actually, because we set out to play. What song do we play live this tour? Um,
I swear.
yeah, I swear.
Yeah.
And which is a great record, but then Amnesia takes off like a motherfucker, and then I'm so busy on tour mentally that I can't remember the verses to save my life to Amnesia. And he would ask me every night, "We gonna do Amnesia tonight?" I'm like, "Man, we should, man, but I just can't remember that shit." So next leg, next leg will be Amnesia, but we did I Swear this run, and which is a great song. But when we bust out this next
Yeah.
leg, the third leg we'll do the third leg. That's funny.
Yeah.
Uh, when we do the when we do the Mandingo, the third leg we'll do Amnesia.
I think you got your new tour name. That's killer. Well,
Yeah, that's not
I'm
gonna
sure
die
you're,
anytime soon.
yeah, I'm sure you're already thinking about the next set of music. You guys already working on new songs here?
Well, I'm sitting on an entire album right now called 45, and we've just been in here tweaking it with Malay.
Mhm.
We've been taking our time with it, man. Like, this is a really special album for me. It's it's all singing. There's zero rap verses from top to bottom, and I mean, as a team, we all just feel like, and as a family, really, of people that know me really, really well and have been around my career for 20 years. Uh, it's definitely a paradigm shift that's happening with this album and the way it sounds and how I sound. Uh, and I think fans are gonna love it, but I also think that it's gonna be a whole army of new fans that don't even know I rap. And some of these songs are so big that they're,
Yeah.
and well, I don't mean that. I don't mean big like, oh, this is a hit. I just mean they feel massive. You know what I mean? They just feel massive. They just do. And so, um, yeah, it's gonna bring a lot of new people through the door, man. I'm excited. So that's what I got going on. What about you,
Yeah.
Jay?
I guess signal went out for a sec. Oh, there he is. Okay. All right.
What about you, Jay Michael?
Oh, it cut out for a second. Right when you said they feel massive.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
Well,
it
I told him about 45.
Yeah.
I was opening the door for you to talk about what you got going on next.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, I'm I mean, just to say, as someone, one of the very few people who have heard 45, I'm excited. Like,
Yeah.
I'm extremely excited and
extremely proud to be close to him, to be
Mhm.
a part of something so big, man, because like where he's serious, like it's hard to explain it in words. People just got to experience it. But I'm excited for when that drops because it's gonna change. I believe it's truly gonna change a lot. And like he said, it's gonna bring a lot of new fans that didn't even might have no clue that he even rapped.
Yeah.
And Malay is just so amazing. Just I'm just stoked about that. And for myself, I'm gonna be getting in the studio, working with D-Ray, who Wolf introduced me to, but D-Ray is one of the greatest songwriters I've ever met.
I
It,
confirmed.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
oh, sweet. So he locked it in. It's locked in, and it's but he wrote, Save Me with Jelly and Son of a Sinner, just so many massive songs. D-Ray is a hit maker. He's a certified, bona fide hit maker. Like it's established. So
That's a
I'm
fucking
really
fact.
stoked to be
Yeah.
able, yeah, to be working with him on the album. I'm really excited to see where we go with that. That's really
Yeah,
what is next for me.
yeah.
Sure.
The focus for J. Michael at this point, as his friend and mentor, is um to align him with the absolute best that that can be given to him, and that's every aspect of what I consider the pieces that can construct an amazing, very powerful album. And because he's got everything he needs.
Mhm.
I think that, like, like it's that preparation versus opportunity, or in this case, preparation meets opportunity, and you know, and and those things are happening for him. So I'm excited for him about what's about to happen to J. Michael, not what has happened or what is happening, which is fantastic and exciting. And it keeps the blood flowing and it keeps the mojo and the crew live. And the fans are reacting to the collaboration album. And, I've signed so many damn Whiskey and Roses vinyls already. It's
Yeah.
it's crazy how quickly it connected. I mean, to be honest, I've dropped a lot of records, man. My catalog is long, long. Okay,
Mhm.
so not every project snatches people like that,
Yeah.
and like I've seen it before. I dropped 5 albums one August. It was called August Onslaught,
Yeah.
and it was with
Mm.
a whole album with DJ Paul, a whole
Mhm.
album with DJ Muggs from Cypress Hill, a whole album with Riff Raff, a whole album with who else? I forget, but anyway, heavy hitters,
Yeah.
and it was like snooze central, bro. It was like, I
Mhm.
mean, the records got recognized, but as far as moving the needle, no sir.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So sometimes you just got the right timing and mix of music, and the reaction is there. In this case, it's fortunate for me because it sets me up so well for 45, because
Yeah.
I do a bit of singing on Whiskey and Roses,
Mhm.
especially with the opening song. And so I do just a little bit of leaning toward where I'm going.
Mhm.
And so it lines up well with what I got going on, and it certainly lines up well with what Jay Michael's about to do. And when he and D-Ray get in the studio,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
just
it's gonna be incredible.
that's mic
Yeah.
drop shit.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, hey, before we let you go, we gotta. I know. Jay Michael had mentioned, but we're gonna get you back in the great state of Texas here pretty soon on that third leg, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know where we're going off the top. Where are we going?
It's a good question. I'm
Think
not. I'm not. I'm not
uh
sure. they said yet, did they?
Is it Dallas?
Yeah.
I think
hope so.
San Antonio is one of them.
Okay,
San
good.
Antonio?
There's
We
three. There's three for sure.
Dallas, Houston, San
Fort
Antonio.
Worth, I think.
Oh, Fort Worth. Okay.
Good.
Yeah. Well, Texas is a whole goddamn
I
country,
could
bro.
be wrong.
Yeah, it sure is. Yeah, that's great. Well, we're excited to have you here. We're really excited about the collaboration. Tell everybody, check it out. Can't wait to hear that new album, and then look forward to talking to you guys very soon and seeing you do this live.
Well, thanks for having us, man. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you,
And
Paul.
thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. All
Later,
right, be
bro.
good. Thank you.